All right, Kaylee only has 2 things to say about Rorschach. What are they?
It's a boring, realistic found footage film. That's more than
That's
two
3.
things. That's like, yeah.
It's technically it's just like one thing.
Yeah, that's just
It's
one
just one.
sentence.
Yeah.
But that's my...
That's her take.
That's
So
my
that's
take
all
on
you're
it.
going to hear from Kaylee. This is only on YouTube that I'm aware of for free. I don't think they've ever released this film otherwise, and it's on their own private channel. So these guys, they made it themselves, then they put it on YouTube, and I respect the hell out of that. So I want to say first and foremost that, hats off, like always, when somebody completes a film. I think it's rad. And I think that there is some good stuff in here. There's something with a doll in one moment that's actually freaky. You can see it coming from a mile away. We called it as it was about to happen, but it was still effective, and it worked. And the sound effect added and all that stuff was good. And then there's another moment with another character that was actually kind of like, something that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, the film is short. It only runs like an hour and 15 or something, maybe a little less. And in that time, we really just kind of recycle things a lot. And it does feel realistic. I think that's
super realistic.
I think that's the film's strongest point.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a good note to take for the filmmakers, to be like, all right, we did a really good job making this feel real. Next time, now that we know we have that talent to make this feel real, let's add something interesting to it.
Yeah.
And then we're good. Then we got it all, right? When it comes to found footage, you got to be realistic, but you've also got to be interesting and scary and whatever you're going for. And this film just doesn't really land that very well. We were pretty bored throughout.
Yeah.
And you're talking about found footage fans here. You're talking about people who sit through the Paranormal Activity movies, where some people, especially with like the second one or the fourth one, a lot of people find those to be like nothing happens. And it's like, I don't know what films you guys are watching. Like, I do get that they're slower, but it's all about building that atmosphere towards that climax and building really interesting, intriguing, likable, charismatic characters. And I think that's what the Paranormal Activity movies do so well. Whether it's Katie and Mika, or it's fucking Dennis in part 3, who I love so much, or, I can go on, and Hector in the marked ones. There's such great characters, and there's so many fantastic moments throughout that series that I really enjoy. Even in the lesser ones, like the Ghost Dimension, I think there's some really great moments in those films that I'm always at least in it. I'm always at least like fully engaged. And when they're doing those scenes where they're playing back the footage from the past, and then somebody sneezes and they're like, "Bless you" on the camera, that shit's cool, right? But this film is just, it's kind of like they're there, they want to investigate this ghost, and so they're kind of listening. It kind of reminded me of some of the like maybe the third Blackwell Ghost, but that actually had more going on in it. The phone calls in the Blackwell Ghost 3 were at least cool and kind of off-putting and scary.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Like, I obviously don't want to discredit the filmmakers. I do think that this is probably the film that they were wanting to make, because it is hyper realistic. Like I said to you when we were finished watching it, that if I had like come across this like on YouTube on my phone or like on a laptop and didn't know that it was like a fictional like a staged thing, like I would have probably been like, wow, this like, is this actual like ghost footage? Because it feels like those videos that you see online on different like ghost hunting channels. So it feels hyper realistic, but it's just the character, like the acting and everything is good because of how realistic it is, but it's really hard to find like memorable moments for me aside from the doll scene. And that's really about it. That's the only one that I feel like I'll remember from it. So I think what you said earlier about kind of taking that talent to make something that feels realistic and then adding an element that's more engaging would be really interesting.
There's also an image at the end.
Oh yeah, that's
that was
right.
creepy.
The image did creep me out at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, take Lake Mungo for instance.
Oh sure.
I mean, that movie's slow, but there is an atmosphere.
Yes.
Through 100% of the film that
Yes.
just makes you feel off.
The whole time.
You're just kind of like, I don't know why I'm just like not liking this.
Yeah,
I don't like
and
how
that's
this
why Lake
makes
Mungo
me
is
feel.
so it's so successful, and I didn't really feel the atmosphere in this one.
No.
Which is a shame because I feel like they could have accomplished it, but
Absolutely.
it just I just am not really a fan of it at all.
Yeah.
And that's a shame because I really wanted to like it, but
Well, it's a Rorschach test, and you failed. You're a crazy person.
yeah, and I do think that that's kind of, the thing, right, is like, is it real or is it not? It's
Right.
what
It's
you
a
see,
Rorschach,
but
yeah.
I just...
We get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
for us. But it's on YouTube if you guys want to check it out.
Check it out if
It's
you want.
Free to anybody,
only about
right?
an
You don't
hour.
even have to have a streaming service.
Yep.
And check it out. Maybe we're wrong.
Yeah, let us know.
We're not. Bye.